This video is sponsored by Best Buy. It's been 4 months since we've renovated this entire basement. Honestly, by far my favorite makeover yet. There's just one thing that really bothered me about that video, and that's the fact that I feel like it didn't get enough screen time. I feel like today is a day we should probably go over every single item that really puts all of this together and make a video about it. So you know what? Grab some popcorn and enjoy the show. To Jan, this feels like another house. I mean, it's now his man cave, the place he brings his friends to. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty jelly because the thing I love the most about this setup is the audio system. It feels like you're in a movie theater, really. Like, sitting here is so relaxing. This is a sofa we got at a store called Must. I think we spent like a couple of hours at that store. Shopping for sofas is by far one of the hardest things to do, especially because they are not cheap, and this one is no exception. In our vision board, we really wanted to push for a modular sectional sofa, something you can arrange as you wish and really build the L part the way we wanted it. More because of the way the pillar and the wall in the basement were going to squeeze this in here. We really got lucky with the length, let me tell you that. Jan ended up getting a few things like some pillows and a cover for it. My favorite decoration though are these soft knot balls. These are actually pretty cool. They are from Amazon. I think it's a great way to decorate anything. By the way, when I first saw this chair, oh my, I knew this was it. These are quite popular right now. These sort of slanted wooden chairs with different materials on the seat and backrest are everywhere on Pinterest. They make great accent chairs, and if you pick the right one, they definitely sit you well. To go with this, we wanted to finalize that blend of fabric and wood with a couple of walnut units, more specifically the media unit and the coffee table. The thing that made me fall in love with this unit was the lift top storage. It's literally built for you to eat and work in the comfort of your living room. I do wish the top of the media unit was the same color as the body of it, but we chose it because we thought it would add some nice contrast with the accent wall we had painted. To finish off the furniture, we thought it was best to have this sit on something that could match the fabric of the chair, the ottoman, and the color of the sofa. So we got a rug to tie everything up. Rugs are very tricky, especially when it comes to choosing the size and color of them. The rule of thumb when it comes to placing rugs in a room is that an area rug should fit under all of the key furniture pieces in a room, which is what we did aside from the media unit, of course. At the time of building this whole basement, this was our base. This was the foundation of how we were going to decorate things and the color patterns we were going to go with. It was definitely a success because his friends and family seemed to love spending time here. Now, Jan actually wanted to replace his dad's Chromebook this year. However, he was hesitating as it can get a bit confusing trying to shop for the right one. Turns out we got lucky because Best Buy did send us the Acer Chromebook Plus 515. I know you're probably wondering, what in the world does Plus mean? Look, I know you've been there, sitting at a Best Buy trying to figure out which Chromebook fits your needs. These come in all shapes and different sizes, different specs. I mean, things can get confusing. Well, Google have put together a new set of standards for devices labeled Chromebook Plus. You get twice the processing power, twice the RAM, and twice the standard 64 gigabytes of storage they are used to having. It makes this i3 1215U with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage a really good candidate for people like Jan's dad, like really for your average consumer or your average student. The standard also needs to meet requirements such as having a full HD IPS display and a 1080p webcam with noise reduction. Chromebooks in general also allow you to hit the ground running out of the box, benefiting of never having a virus and a 10-hour long lasting battery life. Basically, you get this and more with the Acer Chromebook Plus 515. And you know what? Google is capable of a lot with their devices. We've seen it with my Pixel 8 Pro review. Laptops like these are capable of quite some with Google's AI's technology and this new specification. Exclusive features like the AI-powered magic eraser that easily removes unwanted background distractions is one of them, having video call controls, dynamic wallpapers and screensavers, access to different types of Adobe products like Photoshop and Lightroom, even the ability to work on some light video editing with LumaFusion, all features that can fulfill more of what you need and at the price that you want. Check out Best Buy, where you can purchase one of the 8 Chromebook Plus models available now, including this 13th gen Intel Core i3 processor, Acer Chromebook Plus 515. All starting at $399. Look, for anything office or web related, a Chromebook is going to do wonders, especially for students and casual users. And now with Chromebook Plus, you can really take it to another level and help you do some of the heavy lifting. If you're interested, get your hands on Google's new Acer Chromebook Plus 515. I'll leave a link down below for you guys. I'm giving this one to Janstad because he really seems like he needs it. When it comes to the accessories that really put the furniture all together, we went with a local brand that offers Decor products for homes. I realized while shopping for our makeovers that no matter where you live in North America, things tend to look the same when it comes to decorations. There are lots of ceramic vases you can probably find to decorate. Right now, these type of vases are extremely popular when it comes to home fashion. Using books along with candles can help adding a sense of luxury to a room. Texturized vases are always the best. You pair that with some bouquets plus some accessories in them and it can add volume with character to empty spaces. And so that's what we did for the media unit, the coffee table, and next to the sofa. Well, next to the sofa actually, there is a bit of greenery going on. That's always great, especially to fill corners and add some colors. Fake plants are good for adding to the overall aesthetic, and even better if you can pair them with those fake bouquets on floor vases. It'll definitely fill empty spaces quite well. A rule of thumb is to always get different types of plants along with different heights. They tend to complement each other quite well and can pair with wall decoration extremely easy. It really does fill walls, and if you go with big prints, your job is halfway done. IKEA have great frames. These are 24 by 35 inch frames. The other 50% of the job comes from choosing proper prints. We actually just went on Pinterest, Photoshop a few prints we liked, and printed them at Staples. Inserting them in here is quite easy. It takes like 2 seconds. These are super easy to hang and they are a great bang for your buck. John also has his X600 here, sitting on the ottoman inside this basket he uses for miscellaneous items. I'm actually jealous because I like the green one better, mine is just gray. Great freaking speaker, it's just not as portable in my opinion. Like, we're leaving for Lenovo Tech World in Texas next week and we are bringing the Soundcore 300 instead. It's still a high-res sound anything anywhere type of speaker. I mean, for $79, it's not bad. Plus, the detachable cord allows it to be hung everywhere in the house. Pair this with its Smart Tune technology and it really ensures you get the perfect sound in all directions. So, considering that it also has great sound quality and it's the only speaker I know of that's a wireless high-res outdoor Bluetooth speaker, for the price, it's pretty good. I was a bit blown away knowing this has a gravity sensor. It technically allows the speaker to automatically adapt to different positions and orientations. You can just imagine why I chose this for a Texas trip event next week. Guaranteed great audio playback at any angle, anytime, and practically anywhere. Plus, it's quite compact, so it'll easily fit in our carry-ons. The body is ergonomically designed, it's small, has great materials like the metal front and rubber grips with IPX7 waterproof rating, and it's easy to hold in one hand with its detachable strap. Anyways, all this to say that it's a great 30-watt dual-channel portable speaker to have around the house. Although I do wish I could bring around this whole sound system from Sony. Oh, trust me, if I could, I would. So I'm heavily debating on having something like this at the condo. The issue is that this is so loud and intense that it's probably not a good idea. The sound that comes out of this setup is unexplainable. I don't even know if that's a word, but what I'm trying to say is that it's really good and accurate. The setup consists of the Sony HTA5000 soundbar wirelessly paired to the SA-SW3 subwoofer and the rear SARS3 speakers. One thing to note about subs is that You really don't have to worry about positioning this thing as much as the rear speakers, for example. Subwoofers are low frequency emitters, meaning that the wavelengths are wider, so putting it in a corner or furthest away from you is kinda good. Very different from high frequency emitters like the rear speakers or the soundbar. This is why most soundbars sit below the TV and the rear speakers are very well positioned to create that sound capsule in the room. My recommendation is that if you are looking to get something like this, you can actually buy each item one at a time. This is an expandable system, so you can start with a soundbar, then maybe get a sub or the rear speakers, and you can really get either the top of the top or the mid-tier add-ons like we have. I got the RS3s instead of the RS5s and the SW3 instead of the SW5. I really wish we had this back then because at my parents' house, we had to route cables all over the walls and ceiling to connect all of it together. It was such a pain to do back then, plus the upgradability was just like non-existent. Anyways, we ended up buying some brackets and mounting our rear speakers. I love these. They are light, love the metal grille. The build quality does not feel cheap at all. This is what really helps you achieve that 360 spatial sound mapping setup. Of course, on the bar itself, we have these speakers shooting sound towards the ceiling. It technically has a total of 9 speakers, 2 up-firing speakers, 2 subwoofers, 2 tweeters, 2 front-firing speakers, and a center speaker. This helps instantiating that dome type of effect, and you don't have to worry much about optimizing it. As soon as you take this out of the box, there's an auto spatial audio mapping feature that optimizes sound for your room, so it calculates all distances and things an audio engineer would do to make it all properly work together. Honestly, I would say this is very much a plug-and-play system. The whole UI really takes care of connecting all the add-ons you have, if any, so there's no need to worry about much. As for the TV, we went with the Sony A80L. You guys know I'm a LG C series fanboy. I love my C2 at home and I love my C1 at the studio. But recently I was told to give the A80L a try, especially because Jan isn't a console gaming advocate. It's the competition of the C3, again, reason as to why we decided to bring this one here. This is a 65-inch Bravia XR OLED 4K HDR Google TV. It's a gorgeous form factor. It's slim, has very minimal bezels, the Google TV interface is great. Since it's a white OLED panel, there has been no issues with either brightness or glare in a well-lit environment. Sony is known for having great picture processing and improved 4K upscaling when it comes to handling movies and TV shows. So unless you don't need that extra brightness something like the C3 delivers, as well as the hardcore competitive gaming features that has, this here really is a great TV to get. I say this to those who really enjoy having a full-blown movie theater at home, something very different to what I have at the condo, but I don't want to take away from their gaming features. They really tailored this as much as they could for the PlayStation 5. You do have the ability to enjoy things like VRR and motion blur, black equalizer, different types of crosshair settings, and so on. Although, like I said, Sony's ability to deliver great image quality is what makes their TVs special. Their menu allows you to very much tweak the image quality to your liking. We've gone ahead recently and tweaked these presets to the perfect settings for his basement, especially the brightness. Out of the box, I do recommend you max that out. It makes such a massive difference in my opinion. Regardless, the colors are very rich. That's very Sony-like to do, and being OLED, the blacks are very pronounced and deep. Let me ruin this for you, by the way. The TV is crooked. If I could explain myself, the floor is slightly slanted, so even though the TV is relatively straight, the unit slants a bit. Yeah, but we did wall mount this, and because of the nature of OLED TVs and their slim profiles, really, this doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. This comes with stands, unlike my G3 at home, so you don't necessarily need to mount it to a wall if you don't want to. I honestly think it's such a great TV. I would wait for Black Friday and the upcoming holidays to get this at a discounted price. These aren't cheap by any means at $2,500, but you can easily wait some time and get at least $800 off the price tag. You will not be disappointed. The last thing I want to touch upon is our lighting setup here. It's a bit complicated, but not really. It's based off the same principles I use for my condo and our studio, so if you guys watched our latest automation video, you know what I mean. One accessory that's very important to this living room is the Google Nest Hub. This here controls all the lighting automation this room has, except for some of our Amaran light sources. But when it comes to our Hue products like the TV light strip, all the spotlight bulbs, and our main flank light, these are all powered by Google Home. It's a very simple setup that really changes the atmosphere of the room. Jan is thinking of buying the HuePlay HDMI sync box to really sync them all together in order to deliver a crazier movie experience. I told him to save his money, but hey, at the end of the day, it could be a really cool idea. The complicated part of the setup comes when setting up and controlling our Amaran lights. It has to be done through a separate app that doesn't integrate to Google Home. Sidus Link is what really allows us to wirelessly control all of our T4C and T2C light tubes around the room. The same goes with our Amaran 60XS compact source light. This here helps us deliver a bit more light that can be a lot more controlled and diffused. It has this mini dome on it, so that's nice. The only light source from Amaran we were able to control through Google Home is the massive 300C dome, just because we bought a Hue plug and we were able to connect this to power like so. Therefore, it makes it easy to turn on and off with everything else, but when it comes to changing colors, temperatures, delivering effects, and more, it has to be done through the app. This, to me, honestly, it's the ultimate living room area. We spent so much money renovating this whole space 4 months ago, but I think Jan and his family really appreciate it. Everything blends so well together, and the transition area where the Sony vinyl record player sits is so nice. It's a well put together set that really finalizes the living area in a very classy way, in my opinion. Look, if you are doing renovations at home, I hope this video helps. It's that time of the year to shop for things and get great discounts. Best Buy really offers nice Black Friday deals, especially on TVs. I used to work there a long time ago, so I know this for a fact. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to check out the Chromebook. It could be a great little addition to your living room, especially if you get a TV with a Google interface. I will see you guys next week in Texas. Take care.